Welcome back. Now let's talk about security. Residents of some communities in the Kurudu area of Lagos State are presently living in a state of fear as people they described as suspected militants invaded Imushi, Lekpete and Igbo-olomu communities, making the area unsafe.
The residents say the suspected militants usually wait for people to go to bed around 11:30 p.m. Then they would come out to unleash terror while also engaging in pipeline vandalism. But to talk to us about the security situation and the plans and efforts to curb this trend is the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Owoseni. Thank you for coming, sir.
Good morning.
And maybe also to just put it on record, some of the residents that we actually caught were so afraid to even come on air to talk about it because they say they don't know they may be a subject of a
reprisal attack and all of that. But we're hoping that we'll get some information and hopefully these issues will be put to rest. Should I say that?
Hopefully, we do all what we can do, and the government is doing all the possible best to make sure that we put that behind us.
But let's go back a little bit and talk about why this situation. What's the situation now, and why do you think the situation arose?
Asking why we have the situation we have at hand is like asking why do people commit crimes. And in order for me to answer that properly, we should be asking why now? They have been living together with the people that are carrying out this attack and doing this soft target kidnapping. Arepo, Ibafo, Igbo-olomu, Lekpete, all the people there, the residents, including the so-called militants, they've always lived in harmony. And one of the areas that I think we should be looking at is when we allow impunity. At a point in time, the impunity will consume all of us. And I'll give you an example. Recently, a street hawker who was pursuing somebody who wanted to buy something ran to a BRT bus and was hit by that bus. And of course, the street hawkers went on rampage and destroyed 40 buses purchased with taxes, people's taxes. And what do? Residents continue to hail them. At a point in time, it will also come to a stage where rather than wreaking havoc on government properties, it is the citizens who applaud such impunity that their properties will also be attacked. As I said, Arepo had been there, Ibafo had been there. They've been doing bunkering, they've been doing pipeline vandalization. For the past 5-6 years, the security personnel had been suffering casualties, and everybody has been hailing them as well.
So are you saying the
conspiracy of silence, which is now getting back to the people, some of the people that have been hailing them. And that is why I said, why is it now that people that have been living together, drinking together, doing all sort of impunity together, breaking the laws together, why are they now attacking each other?
The people are not here, but have had cause to see in some of our reports. You mentioned Arepo and some other communities. The people actually come out to talk. Sometimes they carry placards and come and protest and say they need security. So I don't think, perhaps maybe not all of them, but I don't think majority of the people want or encourage the situation.
I know that, and that is why government has been doing all what is possible to ensure that you have security there. It's like when you have border communities, the people relocate to border communities. Why? In order to do smuggling together with the people that are doing it. And when in that area, almost the same thing happened. I'm not saying everyone there, but what I'm saying is that if you've been having such impunity being committed and there have been a conspiracy of silence when security personnel were being killed as of that time, most of the security institutions have not even, up till now, gotten to know what happened
on the streets
to
now.
their personnel.
We have footage on screen. Those are your men moving around, but the streets are deserted.
What really is the situation
The
in some
thing
of
is
these
that
communities now?
what you have seen now is the resolve of the government. You remember, you'll recall that.
See people moving out.
You'll recall that immediately the Inspector General of Police assumed office. He did a massive deployment to that place, and on a daily basis, we have mobile policemen patrolling, we have armored personnel carrier following the patrol teams, we have military personnel also patrolling the area.
After the attack?
No, we've always done that. We've always done a kind of preemptive thing. What is it? What you have is that if you are in that place and you feel threatened, you cannot force people to remain if they want to remain. And some of those things, you probably may not take it. I have gone on patrol with personnel to that area, personally leading patrol. And while I was there, someone made a call to me. That was around 4 p.m. on a Friday to say that, Oga, come and save us. People are firing anyhow now. In fact, right in front of my house, they were firing. And I said, where are you? He said, Igbo-olomu. Where is your house at Igbo-olomu? And I told him that I have a convoy of military and police patrolling in the area. I did not see them. And he said, no, that the military and police people are running away. Until I told him that he should look out from his house, that he would see a car with a police flag, that I was right there. And the guy started laughing. You have instances like that occasionally. So the government has continued to do massive deployment. The Inspector General of Police immediately has in power reinforced us, both Ogun State and Lagos State. The military formations in Lagos and Ogun State also did massive deployment.
So you get people making prank calls to you, and this happens to be that you're standing in front of it.
I am telling you
but
that.
Is it not a pointer to maybe some error on the part of the security operatives before now, that this kind of prank calls will be coming up? Maybe they've called before and nobody answered.
I am going to tell you this. You can go into that community. If I bring out my telephone, you'll see a lot of SMS, people thanking us. I have always, in Lagos, do a proactive, put proactive measures. Ikorodu is a place that I go almost regularly with policemen leading patrol. And the CEO of the army formation there will join me. So we've been doing that. We've been, putting proactive measures in place. We've always done that. And for whatever anybody want to say, is there any society that you can completely eradicate crime?
Okay, what do you have to say to some people? Because I've had discussions with some people who live in that area, and they say some security operatives are culpable in this. That they actually give some kind of shield to these people. They stand by them, having the guns, while it's militants and people who come out to do all of this havoc continue in the activities.
I have heard of such. I've not, because we've been putting measures to make sure that the operatives that are deployed in that area are monitored. And that is why I go there personally most of the time. I have senior officers, assistant commissioners of police, deputy commissioners of police that also personally lead patrol almost on a daily basis. We put in 14 patrol cars and 2 armored personnel carriers to, patrol that stretch of Ishawo, Igbo-olomu, Elekpete. Almost on a daily basis, we do that. And this is to give assurance to our people living in that area that the government will continue to, play its role. All these things are challenges emerging. And of course, I know with what government is doing, what our leaders, political leaders, and the Inspector General of Police and the service chiefs, including the Chief of Defense Staff, all what they are doing is to make sure that we put an end to that impunity.
There's something you said when you started out. You said, why is it happening now? So let's go back to it. Why is it happening now? I mean, if they're living peaceably together before now, why the sudden change where they describe them as militants begin to attack residents of the area?
That is why I say it may not be the only reason, but all of us should search our minds. We should be able to say the truth to ourselves. That was the reason why I said that you've been encouraging impunity. I started with the issue of BRT buses that were damaged. I was on the road along Ikorodu road the other day. Last mile officials had contravened a driver. And of course, with passengers inside that bus,